You sat out spring workouts with fracture in your back.
Yes.
You came back, started working out again over the summer. Is there any lingering pain, discomfort, awkwardness in your back?
I mean, it tightens up every now and then, just a little bit, if I sit down or if, I'm in class for too long. But I mean, usually I just stretch, do a lot of stretching, sit in the hot tub for a while. It feels great. It doesn't bother me when I practice, when I move, when I hit, nothing. When I lift.
So when you go to team drills and you've got Marcus Hunt leaning on you, that doesn't make
Nope.
it painful and nothing like that?
No, it feels good.
Where's the comfort level now in terms of, you have a new offensive line coach, has some new terminology. As a unit, how comfortable and familiar are you with what Coach Palcic is teaching?
We're definitely pretty comfortable, especially with the working with him 3 hours a day, sometimes 4.5 hours a day, especially for 2 weeks during camp. We spent a lot of time. I mean, that's just practicing. We also had 5 hours of meetings to kind of solidify the transition. But I feel like we're definitely real comfortable with him now. We understand all the terminology, and we're running pretty smoothly as a unit.
You hear coaches and offensive linemen talk about the timing and chemistry you need and the comfort level with the guy next to you. And even just in the last couple of weeks, you've worked with Brian Collins, Sam Rice, Jordan Free. How hard is that for you to adjust to having a new guy on your right hip?
It's actually a little bit difficult. It's because I mean, like usually I have Free in there, and then sometimes if I don't get a complete call, sometimes I have to sift on the front side, and he's always there to remind me. But when there's a younger guy like Sam Rice in there, I'm the one that has to do the reminding, or if we're passing something off, it's a little bit more smoothly. It goes by a little bit more smoothly if you have somebody has had more experience with technical stuff like that. So I mean, it's a little bit difficult when I'm working with like 4 different guards. But it's actually really good practice for me, because I'm able to work my craft a lot better, as an individual.
When you go through the off-season conditioning program, obviously as a lineman you want to be as strong and powerful as possible, but you also want to maintain your quickness and your mobility. Is that a hard balance to separate not getting too big?
Yes. This past off-season I was shooting at, weighing about 315. That was my goal. And then, as I started gaining weight and running at that higher weight, I kind of realized maybe 315 might be a bad idea. So being 300, 305, it's a lot better because I can also keep the athleticism but still have a ton of power behind me. But it's definitely difficult finding like the perfect balance between quickness and strength.
With Coach Palcic taking over the offensive line, what's the biggest difference for you in your job?
The biggest difference, I think, it's more about kind of like the technique, working the same things and figuring out a lot of schemes. Coach Palcic, he kind of coaches up a lot of the rest of the offensive line, and I'm sort of there by myself, and I can figure out certain things on my own. Like when to take 2 on a draw and how to pick up certain safeties. I can kind of teach myself out there, on the left side. And if I see like a safety kind of rolling over, I see a corner walk up, I can pick up on that. So yeah.
Last couple of years, you've been backing up a couple of veterans in Kelvin Beachum, JT Brooks. You come in now, you're the projected starter at left tackle. How is practice different on a daily basis when you know the job is yours to lose?
It's a lot more difficult because I'm taking a lot more reps, and with those reps I can't just take them off. It's not like I can just kind of survive through practice. I need to dominate through practice because there's a lot of people relying on me. And it's different. It's I'm in better condition now from taking all the reps. I'm in better playing shape, and I feel like I'm technically more sound. And it helps a lot because during the games, I know I'm going to be in there all 4 quarters, maybe 5 quarters. You can't really have 5 quarters, but overtime and whatnot. But I think it definitely helps, and it's going to keep me in real solid shape for the season.
Coach Jones said this is the first week you're really diving into studying Baylor in some detail. What's your first impression of the Baylor defense and their defensive line?
They're, they look strong. I mean, it's Baylor. It's big team. They got some, pretty quick, powerful ends. Real big guys inside, and I'm excited for it. Their schemes, I think we'll be able to handle them pretty well. We got some real experienced guys inside. I think I'll be able to handle it pretty well. As an individual and as a unit, I think we'll be able to, do a really, really solid job against Baylor.